beating Liverpool. They're winning matches again at Anfield, but they haven't won on the road since December.
Conquered Sir Alex Ferguson. Manchester United 1, Liverpool 4.
Wow, this is a mauling. The biggest high that Liverpool players ever feel is beating Manchester United.
The boys, Jamie, around our hotel overnight, they'll have an eye on this, won't they?
Of course they will. Yeah, they're looking for it, and you know, they will hope that Liverpool can do them a favour. It just seems such a long time ago, doesn't it? Sat here last year when Liverpool pretty much dispatched Manchester United on the day, beat them 4-1 to go 4 points behind Manchester United, and there was a genuine belief in the Liverpool camp that they could go and win the title. And now to see them 15 points behind Manchester United, the performances have not been the same. I can remember on the day Alonso was fantastic, linking up with Gerrard and Torres. The good news is, I think this last week has been a great week for Liverpool. I know they only beat Portsmouth, but it was the manner in which they beat them. It was a good performance, and I think the Europa League result was immense for them. It was just what they needed. And going into this game, which of late, as we know, they've won the last 3. There's a genuine belief that they could win again today.
Liverpool come in, I don't think spring any surprises.
No surprise at all. I mean, anybody that thought Aquilani would play today was completely wrong. There was only one thing I think that Rafa Benitez would do, and that would play with the 2 defensive midfield players, Mascherano and Lucas. I just feel that the problem they had, and the difference between this year and last year, is the link between Gerrard and Torres and getting that ball to him quick enough. It's a real problem for Liverpool this year. They've not been able to get Gerrard and Torres to link up as quickly as what they have. Well, worth watching today to look at that young man and just see how many times he pulls onto Vidic and tries to give him that problem. And Gerrard will be looking to slide balls down into his path, because as Michael knows, Gerrard is a sort of player that will give the delivery that Torres wants on the plate, won't he?
Oh, of course, yeah. I mean, Steve he's got everything, hasn't he, Steve? I mean, there's not a thing that he couldn't do. There's probably not a position on the pitch that he couldn't play, and he's one of them. He's a fabulous player, and yeah, he's got an eye.
How highly do you rate Torres, Michael?
I rate him highly. Well, when he first came, especially, I thought fantastic. I mean, coming from a foreign country like Spain, where the football is a lot different to the Premiership, and I rated him highly. I mean, this year he's obviously been struck down by injury a bit more, and probably not had the same impact as last year, but still, he's world class. He's got to be one of the top 3 strikers.
It's the variety of his goals, isn't it, as well? You know, he's left foot. He can score off his left. He's strong off his right, but he can score headed goals as well. He's got a bit of absolutely everything. You can play a ball into him, and as a midfield player supporting a front man, you know he's going to protect it and lay it in, and he can spin you, like you've seen him give Vidic all sorts of problems. So all round, for me, he's probably, when he's fit, he's #1 striker.
Vidic should be having nightmares, won't he? Because he's got 5 in his last 5, so he's actually coming into peak form against Manchester United again. So that's why it's going to be really interesting.
What you said, James, is really key as well. How are they going to get the ball into Gerrard to then feed him? And that's what they've missed Alonso doing, that, haven't they?
Without a doubt.
Really.
11-8 on, Manchester United 4-1 Liverpool, to repeat the score of last year, I suppose, in many respects. 5-2 the draw. Wayne Rooney at 3-1, 3-1 favourite to get the opening goal here. 11-2 Torres, 8-1 Gerrard. And our special bet to repeat that 4-1, 125-1.
And Steven Gerrard will support Fernando Torres, a crucial component for Liverpool. Well, there are strong historical and geographical reasons why the cities of Manchester and Liverpool should be such rivals. For Manchester United against Liverpool, and it's live.
Here's Martin in just a moment.
Away we go in the sunshine.
I'd just be told, just keep half an eye on Steven Gerrard. Should he drop too deep?
Liverpool haven't scored in their last 4 away games in the Premier League. 0-0s at Wolves and Manchester City. 1-0 defeats at Arsenal and Wigan. Here's Insua. It radiates confidence here. Fans, maybe even 1 or 2 of the players. Huge rivalry, but in the context of the game, the champions. Torres puts the header away, and they perhaps have reason to be nervous.
I'll have to say, Martin, Torres finished it, but Torres started it. He's done brilliantly to nick the ball on the halfway line. They're a little sloppy here, United. They've got good possession, but suddenly Torres just a little back heel and off he goes. Drifts past Ferdinand, that would be a worry. With consummate ease, Steven Gerrard. And what a ball this is. Just the barest of movement, that's all from Torres. It's only a yard or 2, he has to just drift away from Gary Neville at the back post. And if you ever wonder, and we talk about Rooney's heading, have a look at that one. That's an absolute dream finish from one of the world's top finishers, and a dream start for Liverpool.
And what a week he's having. Touch on from Count, who takes it on again from Torres. And Torres working away. Wayne Rooney, 4 penalties out of 4 for Manchester United this season.
Now this is what I mean. You watch Torres, Rooney's just about to go, and there's well, it's not as bad as they thought.
Torres up. And now Gerrard looking for Torres inside Ferdinand, and brave goalkeeping by Adrian van der Sar, who read it well and now feels that Torres might have got more of himself out of the way.
Well, I don't think he could get more of himself out of the way. I know a lot of players who would have not pulled out the way Torres did. He's jumped over him there. Not so sure what Adrian van der Sar's complaining about, maybe just a trailing leg.
And Torres is really fired up here. He's just got to maybe get a grip of himself before the referee might get a grip of him. Count's turn, away from Evra. Torres, and Ferdinand puts it out with his thigh. First time for a year that he's racked up 4 games in a row. And comes Carragher, foot raised. In the Champions League, that would have been a free kick. In the Premier League, no. Yes, this is a team who's just scored its 13th away goal in the Premier League this season.
I looked at that when I arrived here, I was absolutely flabbergasted.
He has been brewing, hasn't it, Fernando Torres?
He might be a little unlucky there. But what I do know is important for Steven Gerrard just to say to his mate, settle. The last thing Liverpool need is him going off.
That's brilliant for Fulham, by the way.
Well, he's going to need eyes everywhere, Howard Webb. Evra goes to the ground there, initially clutching his face, and then pops up very quickly.
Torres against Vidic. Vidic buys Manchester United some time to get Evra back. No complaints from Fernando Torres. Fernando Torres.
Fine goal it was too.
Count just glancing it on, and Torres was aware of that. Count wants it back. Torres with the step over. And he fancies himself taking on the man Vidic. There's absolutely no doubt about that. And he agrees. It's just searching the memory banks. I'm sorry to drop that one on you. In an explosive start to the match, after Fernando Torres in the 5th minute had headed in beautifully.
Start the way this match did, blistering, wasn't it, the first 10-15 minutes?
Fabulous, because I think Liverpool came out of the traps quicker than United and got their goal. So, yeah, it set the stall for the game. It's been a wonderful game. United have come back really strong since then, I've got to say. Since the penalty, they've been in total control. But Liverpool have had spells. They're good enough to have spells. When Gerrard and Torres play together, there's always a chance on the pitch to score. And they started like a house on fire. They really did, Liverpool. They set their stall out. Fabulous goal, this little back heel in between the back 4 and United's midfield. Great movement. And Torres, when this ball stood up like that, that's a wonderful header. He's an all-round player, we said that before. Rio could have done better. I think he gets dragged looking at the ball a little bit too long. But it's a wonderful ball, Jay, isn't it?
Great ball. You can analyse it both ways, Glenn. You could turn around and say Manchester United, Rio Fernando doesn't do well enough for the first challenge, or you could say, oh, well, Liverpool moved the ball. And I think they've done that ever so well. They've managed to get round Carrick and get round Fletcher, and I think that's been a real plan for Liverpool that's worked. It's a great goal. I mean, Fernando Torres, for me, he's either going to score the winning goals and get sent off in this game, because he is absolutely buzzing. You know, he's flying around. He's showing a desire today. You know, he looks like he's got the bit between his teeth again, and he's just pleased to be back playing football. But it's been, you know, like United, like you always do, Michael, got back into the game.
I mean, putting the ball on the spot's a difficult enough thing at any time, but what about when the opposition come and have a little scuffle?
It's ungentlemanly conduct. Ungentlemanly conduct.
So that should have been a yellow card.
That's a booking, yeah.
And then he actually got booked, what, 10 minutes after that?
My opinion, that's not a booking.
He's been playing on the edge though, hasn't he, Glenn?
Oh, yes, you're right. He looks up for the game, but you got to focus on the game. You know, be up and excited for the game. But he looks like he's going to.
That's right.
I think if United go 2-1 up, he could get sent off.
Yeah. The last man to get sent off for Liverpool here was Mascherano. I can remember a young man getting sent off here a few years ago playing for Liverpool as well, sat next to me.
Chelsea to follow at Blackburn right now. Second half at Old Trafford. One apiece it is. Andy Gray and Martin Tyler.
Thank you, Richard. Fernando Torres with 5 goals now in the week of his 26th birthday. He was 26 yesterday. Now Torres. Just a little clip by Michael Carrick on Fernando Torres. No shortage of numbers in that midfield for Rafa Benitez's side. Torres trying to stretch away
to try and win the game.
Torres.
Those thoughts now right in the front of his mind now. If he wants to save it.
Gerrard. Torres! Sniff of a chance for him.
But this is the chance. It just gets away from Torres. Just there. Just sits up for him. Normally got such an assured touch, but it just sits up and it gives Rio Ferdinand an opportunity. It might even have been one of those, Mark, where you just have to plant your left foot, trust your technique, and take it first time. Goes into Maxi here.
Now, when Howard Webb referees in the World Cup, that sort of incident will be a free kick, otherwise he'll get marked down by FIFA.
Well, there you see Stevie Gerrard saying about how high his foot was.
Well, I'm sure you're getting the impression the scenes in the background as we look at the players of the colours that are being waved here. The Red Devils playing in red shirts, but not supported by as many red scarves and flags. And here's Nani, who scored the last time that Manchester United beat Liverpool here a couple of years ago.
Can't have any arguments there. He must have been on for what, the best part of 7 or 8 minutes, and I don't think he's touched the ball yet.
And here's Torres. In one touch can make such a difference from Liverpool's point of view. Ferdinand deals with him. And Babel. And Torres. For Gerrard. Now Mascherano. Gerrard's just found a pocket of space here. Oh, and Torres. And then the follow-up from Benayoun, but Fernando Torres put his head in his hands.
Does that penalty spot bobble it up?
Oh.
Did that penalty? He's right on it almost, isn't he? Oh, I wonder. Right on the spot, he scuffs his shot. But not only that, Benayoun has a chance, Mark, with a header. And whether that flag would have gone up for offside, it certainly didn't when he headed it.
And that was from a penalty rebound after Reina had saved his initial kick. Torres had given Liverpool the lead and seemingly great hope. Manchester United 2, Liverpool 1.
Fernando Torres it was. We talked about it at the start, Jamie. He got Liverpool in front. Is the truth that they didn't hold on long enough to this lead?
Possibly, and I don't think they created enough second half. Apart from Fernando Torres' opportunity on 89 minutes, he just didn't create. I don't think Gerrard and Torres linked up like this enough, in my opinion. I mean, that is a fantastic goal. Great dig out by Dirk Kuyt. Good piece of movement, good football. But that's after 5 minutes, and I've got to be honest, looking back, was there any other movements in the game like that? I can't remember any. Glenn, can you?
No, I think that's the problem Liverpool have, Jamie. It's a great header though, isn't it? Top-notch header. But for me, every time there's a Liverpool player in possession, he's got one option. He's got probably one option on the ball. And I think that's their problem at the moment. I mean, United weren't at their very best today, but they had options to play, and in the end they thoroughly deserved the win. But for me, Liverpool you could read everything Liverpool were going to do. As you say, that was the best moment in the game, and they scored from it. Other sections in the game, you could read where the ball was going to go.
Quick word about the Fernando Torres chance late on. I mean, there were others, but the one late on was a dream, wasn't it?
It was, especially for him. His form of late, scored 5 in the last 5. You think this is your opportunity you're looking for.
That one there just got away, didn't it?
Just bubbled up on him. And then the other one, this is just still the same opportunity. You just think it's a half a chance. You could have maybe do a volley, and I think that's why he decided to do it the second time round. And this is the other opportunity. Again, Gerrard getting into good areas. You know, I actually agree with Andy. I don't think Liverpool were poor today, but I just don't think they perhaps had enough quality in the final third at times. And I always look at Steven Gerrard and Torres as the vital components in that Liverpool team. I looked at Gerrard, there's 8 minutes to go on the clock, and he decided to take off 1 or 2 defensive midfield players. Steven Gerrard for me, is the best player. He's the one that's going to produce a piece of magic. He started off up front with Torres, which is fine. Then with about 25 minutes to go, he brings on Aquilani, he goes wide left.